Joining me on the line to discuss the Brazilian economy is Lisa Alexandersson from Nordea Bank in Denmark. So Lisa, consumer confidence in Brazil currently sits at 99, which is the lowest reading in 13 years. Between 2002 and 2008, Brazil's economy expanded 4% per year. Since then, it has been averaging less than 2% per year. What are the main factors hampering economic growth in Brazil?
Brazil is having headwinds both from external and internal factors. If we start to look at the external environment, it's facing a less favorable external environment with falling commodity prices. The economy has historically shown a very high correlation between the performance of commodity prices and economic growth. And when the commodity prices boomed, the economy was blooming. And now, when it can no longer count on the commodity boom as an engine of growth, we can see a lot of the long-standing underlying economic problems in Brazil that they have come back in sight. For example, the economy is ranking among the lowest of the biggest Latin American economies when it comes to important factors such as learning outcomes, infrastructure quality, and ease of doing business. And these structural problems is something the economy will have to face and do something about in order not to be getting stuck in this period of low growth. But it's not only these long-term problems and external problems that is making this economic downturn so severe. It's also confidence on completely free fall. It's been a persistent weakening of the private sector confidence, but it has worsened very sharply recently amid elevated inflation, tighter credit supply, and an incipient weakening of the labor market. At the same time, it's increasing public unrest in the country, and we have seen a lot of demonstrations recently. People are upset not only about the economy, but also about the leadership. And this is, of course, affecting consumer confidence, and it's also been a lot of frustration over corruption that's been very amplified recently by the big Petrobras scandal. That is also impacting a lot on business confidence. So it's both external and the domestic factors that is making this downturn so severe in Brazil right now.
What is your outlook for the Brazilian economy for the rest of this year?
We see the economy entering into recession. We see a negative GDP growth of about 0.5 to 1% this year. It's few sources of demand as we see it this year, as I told you about, low consumer confidence, low business confidence. That means that we can no longer count on private consumption and investment this year. They are both set to contract. At the same time, I also told you that the external environment is not as favorable as before, which means that no driver from exports. So we see this negative or the contraction during the first half year, and then we see a modest pickup during the second half of the year. And this will be driven mainly by modest pickup in domestic demand and also increasing exports as the weakening of the real will lead to a pickup in external demand.
Now, taking a look long term, what will be the main driving forces behind economic growth over the next 2 years?
A lot of the factors when you look at Brazil are negative right now. It's hard to find any big growth engines. But if there is one that could be positive, it is the weaker real. That could actually be positive for the economy in the longer term and mean pick up in external demand. And there is what we see the biggest, the biggest driver going forward. We also believe that the government is able to deliver on its economic policies this year, and that would mean that we could see confidence come back, and that we also see a modest pickup, at least in the domestic demand.
Well, thank you very much for your comments, Lisa. That is all for now. Join us again tomorrow for a fresh look at financial market news. Goodbye for now.